Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday night. I have withheld the happiness that's been within me till tonight. What I want to say is we hunted, we came, we saw, and we conquered. Fans of the Kansas City Chiefs are upset because the referees didn't help them this game, and now they want to try to spin it that the referees helped us. In a way, they're right, because by not giving them every BS call and phantom crap, they did help us have a fair game. And in a fair game, as 49ers fans have said to me, fans of the Bills and other teams that they've beaten in the playoffs this year and years past, it was great to see somebody go out there and spank them. Because you can't spank a team and the referees. You just need to be even to be able to really do your thing. So shout out to the referees for really just doing your job. Right? Really just doing your job. No shade, none of that. They just did what they were supposed to do. And I was very happy with the outcome. Got our first comment of the night. Benny Boomer's in the building. He says, "We are the champions." We absolutely are. About to bring in my co-host. But I just want to say, y'all, it's been a heck of a ride. It's been a heck of a, 7 years? We almost did it 2 years ago, but we didn't quite make it happen. But this year, we made it happen. And we'll talk about this stuff again. But the last thing I want to say before I bring the squad in, Jalen Hurts was the MVP of the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts. So all y'all has been talking about QB1. I know I ride with my boy. Y'all been talking about QB1. When we need him to come through, what did he do? Came through. Let's get it. Wyatt, what's going on?
What up, cool? What's going on, Eagles Nation? Eagles are once again Super Bowl champions. It's so sweet, especially seeing that big banner outside of the link now with two of them Lombardi trophies on it. Man, I'm so ecstatic right now. I can't wait to get in everything, man.
Absolutely. Diva.
What's going on, y'all? As y'all see,
let's go tonight.
Super Bowl 59. We are the champions, and we dominated. When they said we couldn't, we prevailed.
Yeah, we didn't just win. We whoop your ass.
Yep. Belt to that ass.
Facts.
We beat the brakes off the mothers. And I loved it. But before we get too hyped, we're going to do it like we're supposed to do. And we're going to ride through that thing this week. Because this is the season 3 finale. 3 seasons, our season 3 finale. Eagles League podcast.
The kick is away, and the kick is it's good! And the Eagles win!
It's hard to come to South Philadelphia and leave here with the win. You just don't come to Philadelphia and leave here with the win.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
All right, y'all. We back in the building. Hey, we ain't going through none of the normal stuff. We're going straight to the nitty gritty. Only 2 things that we're gonna do that we normally do is 2 things. Okay. But we going to the nitty gritty. We ain't playing no games. We ain't gonna do no updates. We can talk about that stuff and what we need to talk about. But we do have the weakest link. And we do have our elite performance of the game. We're going to do those. And then we're just going to get into this game. Diva, your weakest link, Super Bowl 59.
I don't really got no weakest link, man. Honestly. Not this week.
Why?
Oh, y'all know who I'm going to say. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. They're the only weakest link out there on the field.
My weakest link is Patrick Mahomes.
Golden boy.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no golden boy when we got hold to you.
I guess Andy Reid could be on the weakest link because he was weak. He was weak
There you
Sunday.
go.
Unprepared.
There you go. I just want to say it's great to be able to come up here and we talking about the game. It's hype. It's just crazy. I've been hyped since the game been over. Right. And I've been holding back, not saying too much until we did the show, because this is the spot for us to talk, right? You know what I'm saying? So we here now. And the thing is, we dusted them boys. But we're gonna get in all that. We're gonna get in all that. We get in all that. All right, this one's gonna be a lot easier. You know what? Let's go. We'll go around once, then we're gonna go back around. Because I'm pretty sure that we got more than one elite performance of the game. Wyatt, who your elite performer of the game? Your first elite performer of the game.
I'm gonna go Cooper DeJean, man. First interception of the season came at the perfect time, and it was a pick six at that. I like the play so much. I actually went to go get a Cooper jersey after the game. They were all sold out online. I had to go with somebody else, but that's how big of an impact. That's when I knew pretty much like this game is a wrap at that point. As soon as he ran back that pick six, I was like, oh, it's over for these Chiefs.
All right, Diva.
Vic mother freaking Fangio for that beautiful defense that played. Child, we ain't seen nothing like that since Jim Johnson. And that is an old school name. If you've been an Eagles fan, you know we have not played that well since Jim Johnson, the GOAT. So shout out and hats off to Vic having them boys ready.
All right. Well, we on defense anyway, so I'm gonna stay with defense. And I'm gonna go the man who claims he should be MVP. One, Joshua Sweat. And I'm gonna say you did have a good game, Joshua. I loved it. What do you got? 2.5 sacks, 3.5 sacks, one of them.
No, he had 6, I think. 5 or 6. He had a lot.
Yeah, like it was either 2.5 or 3.5. Because some of them they gave him half sacks because other people got them too. But big game from him, and I will shout out and say big game from him. Just excited to see him do it on that stage, and we needed it from everybody because you can't have the false GOAT being able to just get open and do what he want to do, and that did not happen. And it took that full effort. So shout out to Sweat for stepping up in the biggest game of the year, because that's when you want to see the step up, and that's when we got it. All right, y'all. We going back around. Diva, who you got for your number 2? Because I know you got another elite performer again. I know you got one.
QB effing 1. Y'all better put some respect on my boy name from here on out. Period. Period. That boy showed you what he made of, who he can be, what he is, and he is fact QB number 1. Period.
All right, what about you, sir?
I feel like we say this dude's name every single week of the season, but it's going to be Zach Bond. Dude is an absolute monster. How he still doesn't have an extension as of right now is beyond me. This dude should have been signed that night. Dude should have been signed weeks ago. We want to be real with it. But yeah, I mean, he just comes up in the biggest moments, and sealing another interception in this game, it's amazing.
I feel it. I'm gonna go with Devontae Smith. I like what AJ Brown did as well, but I like Smitty showing up. I mean, this man, he done won the Heisman Trophy, he done won a national championship, and he done won the Super Bowl. And there's not many people that can say they've done that. And while we're giving out little tidbits of information, first time in 37 years, quarterback went to the Super Bowl, lost, and made it back and won. Shout out Jalen Alexander Hurts. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I'm going to even go so far as to say Nicholas Jonathan Sirianni deserves some props because he did what he was supposed to do. He hyped the team up. He jumped around. He slapped guys on the butt, slapped guys on the hand, kept them hype on the sideline. So Nicholas Jonathan Sirianni, I'm going to give you an elite performance of the game shout out. And y'all know I ain't done that.
That's rare.
Ever.
Very rare.
Anybody
I'll even
else y'all
throw
want
in
to shout out?
the Yeah, I want to shout out Saquon because even though he didn't have like the rushing yards a lot of people expected, dude was out here doing everything else that was needed of him, dealing out
Mhm.
nasty blocks. He was receiving, catching some clutch balls and everything. He was putting in the work, whether it was running or doing a lot of other things, like something that maybe not show up on the stat sheet, but he was out there putting in that work.
Okay.
Listen, man. Kellen Moore, appreciate you. Good luck on your next job. JD got him a sack off that boy Patrick Mahomes. All right.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for that front four, I don't know where we would be. Shout out to Jalen Clark for smacking the what out of Patty Mahomes. I mean, he smacked the what out of him.
Got
Man.
dealt with in this game.
Had that face mask up against his face. I don't know how he didn't break his nose with that.
Yeah, it was. I gotta admit that was an exciting just experience. You know what I'm saying? It's an exciting experience.
Milton Williams,
Mekhi Becton.
Yeah.
So many people.
Landon Dickerson.
Nolan Smith.
Yeah.
Hell,
Nolan
even
Smith.
Avonte Maddox had a pass breakup on 4th down.
Right.
Avonte Maddox showed up.
When we up in here talking about Avonte Maddox, you know it was a good game.
Right. GJ got a pick, but it got eroded from the darn penalty.
Yeah. Even Trotter Jr., like on the special teams, had some decent plays. Brought the axe celebration out.
Jake Elliott.
Yep.
Finally showed up as the Jake that we all know and love. My boy made a 48-yarder. I was nervous. I said, "Oh man, we got a penalty. They're gonna back him up. They're trying to do my boy in. Because how do you call 2 flags on a snapper?
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
But the referees was on our side though, according to Chiefs fans. But the referees was on our side.
The first call was cheating, man. How you gonna call AJ Brown for that? Come on,
pass interference.
Come on now.
Yeah, I owe Jake an apology though. You're right. I've been on him the whole back half of the season and in the playoffs because of those misses, but he came up clutch.
I think that was the only thing I was worried about. If this is gonna be a close game, was Jake gonna be able to make those? But it wasn't even close. But he still made them. That's what's important.
Yeah,
my man was on the field for 5 hours. Like, y'all gonna quit talking about me. He did a Kenny Gainwell.
Right.
And I think it was on like social media. I think it was like the Green Light podcast with Chris Long. I think Bo Allen talked about how Jake Elliott was dealing with a nagging injury most of the season. And he just never really it wasn't bad enough for him to miss practice or anything, but it could possibly be a reason why he was having issues.
Yeah. Well, Quarter said Jake Elliott was shooting in the gym.
You know what I'm saying? With me. He was with him shooting in the gym. All right, y'all. It's time to hit the comments hard because we got a lot of them. Because when you winning, you popping. So let's get to it. All right, we went through Benny Boone saying we are the champions. We got Scrub in the building. And Scrub, thank you and your fan base and your organization. He is a Giants fan for the
Thank you,
Saquon
sir.
present.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will appreciate you forever for that, sir.
Forever. For a lifetime.
For that. Yes. So Quitter says, I gives the MVP to Saquon or BG. I understand why you would say it, but numbers-wise, you can't give it to Saquon, right? And BG, big part of the game, and I think him being back and him playing really excited the rest of the team and even gave more intensity. But I don't think you really give it to him either. But they did have MVP-like effects on the game, just not statistically wise. And they always want to do the statistics.
Yeah.
For everything. Philly says we did it again. We won the Super Bowl, and now I can get myself a Super Bowl jersey. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Super Bowl jersey.
Oh, I got mine on. Before the game ended, I went and ordered.
I ain't wear it because I wanted to put my scarf on. I didn't want to put both of them on, could be too hot. But
in the fourth quarter, I went and ordered mine.
Oh man, that's nice. I got me a Saquon jersey. It's not here yet. but I got me a Saquon Super Bowl
Listen,
jersey.
I'm about to be stupid. I'm about to get a whole bunch of jerseys. They're gonna love me.
Y'all can't see it clearly, but that's that Super Bowl Saquon. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
I was going to get that Cooper DeJean, but they are sold out. But I just want to get Saquon just because, not only because of the Super Bowl, but also
But
what
it's
it
the
means
season.
for the rest of the season. Exactly. His first season as an Eagle, broke tons of records, broke a all-time season record with the playoffs and everything. That's insane. This means something.
Just whoop them tricks.
Huh?
Loved it. Scrub says Eagles took the Chiefs' lunch money, paycheck, and rent money.
Sure did. Took it all.
Straight
You got
Debo.
that right, Scrub. We
And we
Debo.
took their chain pump. Give me a chain pump.
Yup. Might go around and take their trophies too. Talking about some 3P.
Get
Benny
knocked out
says
like your daddy
BTA,
did.
they deserved that ass whipping. Laughing my mother off. Y'all know. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
Got the
I ain't even
arse-
highlight. I'm so hype over here, y'all. My bad. Scrub says
Ew.
Patty Mayo, Candy Reed, and Matt Shaggy all disappointed, and it was fun to watch. It absolutely was. And you look over there at the Red Walrus, and he over there looking like he want a cheesesteak or some barbecue.
Well, that's probably what he was looking at was the Waffle House menu. He wasn't looking at no plays. He was at the Waffle House menu.
It might have been because the Waffle House got that menu where they break down all the stuff individually.
Mhm.
Yeah, Waffle House menu.
That might have been what he had over there. Get me a cheesesteak patty melt,
Mhm.
onions, and cheese and chili.
You won't even think about that game. He said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, it's gonna be after hours. They're gonna be open."
Waffle House will still be open because they open all night.
Mhm.
You're gonna make the run for me after the game. Y'all know I can't stand it. 13 years, nothing. I can't stand it. So in the building, says BTA, 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 BTA. And that stands for beat that. Y'all know.
Yep.
And then MVP. MVP.
Well, we've been
MVP.
telling y'all, Hurts is a real deal. All the dude does is win. I don't want to hear
All
him
he do
being
is
put
win,
under any of these other
win.
QBs out here going in the next season. This dude's a Super Bowl MVP. Put some respect on dude's name.
Not everybody all over Jalen. That's all you see.
They just, man.
Yeah.
And
I was
listen,
sitting there laughing because I was like, bruh, watch it go from hating to just straight slob work.
deep
Oh,
They're
throat.
gonna be waking up in the middle
real
of the night.
fast.
Oh, what in the world?
Deep throating.
All that slob work. Is
They
heavy
goat
on their
throat.
right now. You know what I'm
They
saying?
goat throat.
That goat though. Slob heavy on my man. Scrubs hit Jalen, MF, and Hurts. And people better not forget that he's that dude. You know what I'm
Better
saying?
not.
He is. It's so funny to see Jalen out on all these talk shows and morning shows and doing all this publicity, and he just looks so uninterested in everything. He just wants to go home.
He's such an old soul.
He is. He looks
Right.
miserable doing all these publicity stuff.
So Quitter 215 says Vic Fangio was genius for switching to a 4-3 defense. Or he might have
That's what
been
he
to put, he might have been saying big. Either way, but switching to a 4-3. So if you were watching and paying attention, a lot of what Fangio was doing was he would take one or both of the outside linebackers and walk them up to the line, and then he would drop one back in coverage. So essentially, it was a 4-3 for a big part of the game, and I think that really did rattle Mr. Mayo in that line. You know what I'm saying? This is shades of that game against Tampa Bay when it was 13-9, where they were tearing his hind parts up too, where they couldn't get by with a hole in every play.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Didn't have to blitz once against him.
Not
saying.
one time.
When they get holding calls against them in the Super Bowl, they're 0-2. When they don't get any holding calls, when no holds are ever called against them, they're 2-0. So
That's
you
why I
tell
say-
me what's going on.
America,
Or a
you are
slippery ass
MVP.
field 2 years ago.
That too. But America, you are the MVP for putting them on notice.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And says Jake's last field goal, it was from 50.
Mhm.
Yes, it was.
You back.
It started at 45, and then the penalty it went
Mhm.
to 50, and I was like, "Oh no, not 50!" He only made one of them, Jones. All
I was a
season.
little scared. I ain't gonna front. I was a little worried about
I
that.
was so scared. That
No.
mug it was high. And I was like, oh, All right, Jake. Yes.
As long as it go over, that's what matters. Get over. Up and through there. All up and through there. And there's put a comment when he said Jay Elliott was shooting in the gym before the game. Hey, Jay Elliott was out there hours before the game. He was like, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the reason we lose no dad blame Super Bowl. I'm
Not
making
today.
everything. I'm making everything. Twice. You know what I'm saying? Little G Griffith in the building says, I'm a big fan of the Eagles season. Better Eagles win Super Bowl championship. I did 18 years in the Special Olympics. Cool.
Hats off to you.
Okay.
Hats off
Yeah.
to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what's up.
And fly Eagles fly to you as well, my good man.
Yeah, go
Yes.
Birds.
Yes, sir. Justin Tessier. What's
Welcome
up,
to the
Justin?
show.
Thanks for sliding in. He says, congrats to the Eagles win the Super Bowl. That's awesome. I'm happy to see the defensive line absolutely balling out. I think Eagles should pay Milton Williams and Josh Sweat, bring them back.
Got a lot of tough decisions this all
We're going to talk
season.
about some of that, Justin. We're going to talk about that. Scrub says, thank that boy Joe Sean. If it were up to me, Saquon would still be a Giant.
That dude has
My
We
God,
thinking all y'all,
Giant
so we make sure we thank the right person. We thinking everybody. Thank you, Giants Nation. We thank everybody.
Saquon probably wouldn't have been healthy over there because y'all spill is trash. It is trash. All right.
up with that O-line too.
Yeah, trash. And no quarterback now? Trash.
Trash.
Uh-oh, is that Neff in the building?
That's Neff in the building. Jedediah
Nephew.
McCain says, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles, 2-time three-peat destroyers.
You
Yes,
know
sir.
it. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Neff.
Repeat hates to see us coming.
Yes, sir. If you
We
don't
are
want
the
two in a row,
dynasty killers.
you don't want to see the Eagles.
Mhm.
Especially if you cheated us and won, because we gonna get you.
We got the Pats, and now we got the Chiefs. Don't play with us.
The Chiefs and the Chieferees both laid down for them birds.
Now it's time to start our own dynasty, like they said
know
on the
what I'm
field.
saying?
Yes,
That's
sir.
what we're gonna talk about that. So Unc says, we are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No times for losers, because we are the champions
of the world.
of the world.
I know that's right.
And
That's
we
gonna
are.
be in my head all week.
Oh, what? Man. Off season. You know what I'm saying?
Cheers to
And
you.
with the cheers. Cheers, with the glasses.
Yes, sir.
With the glasses.
Playmaker. in the
Playmaker says,
building.
congratulations, Eagles elite. Then he says, what did I tell you, cool? So I said it before, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it again. When we beat the Rams, you know how most people they lose, they be crying and hating in your comments and in your inbox, talking about, oh, if this car had went this way, and if you take the points off the scoreboard and just look at the game and not the points, we want all that mess. Shout out to this man, Rams fan, diehard Rams fan. The man messaged me. He said, congratulations on y'all win, and he said, do me a favor. So I'm like, all right, what's up? He was like, win it all. I'm like, hey, that's the goal, baby. That's the goal. And we did it. So, hey, props for that, because everybody don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Chiefs. Won 2 Super Bowls, get beat, and all of a sudden the referee's helping us. Are you for real?
Right. Facts.
The referee's helping the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Imagine that. Playmaker. I got a bone to pick with you now. You was on the phone with my brother the other day. I think it was last Wednesday. He said, my sister said, what up? And you was talking so much, you ain't even hear him say it. My boy.
He said what up when you he said what up.
I ain't hear.
Yeah, he said what up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did. He did.
All right.
Diva be ready. Diva like a little pit bull in a skirt. She violent, boy. Yeah, he was at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I remember you telling me he was going down there.
Yeah. So y'all, just to regroup here, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. And then once we get through with the commercial break, we're gonna get back in the building and we're gonna talk about some of the wonderful, fantastical other things that happened during the Super Bowl. But before we go any further, I can't wait. Jalen Hurts told me to tell y'all this. He sent me a DM and said, tell these people this on Wednesday. That's what he said.
Acknowledge me.
That's what Jalen Hurts said. I ain't say it. Jalen Hurts said it. Just so y'all know. in Kansas City, like we told you last week, you were last. You were the last to lay down, but you got speared through the plexiglass too, just like everybody else this season. Nobody playing with y'all. Nobody playing with none of y'all. And we switched it up on the commercials. Let's go.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Whether it's the men's college game,
the way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
The women's college game,
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
The WNBA,
AJ Wilson-Brown stood 1-2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmaker's blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts. Cool McCain.
You thought you wanted Gunther against Chad Gable, but you didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Chad Gable would take everything that Gunther's done and bury it.
The Playmaker.
It was on site. AJ Styles walked out there seeing LA Knight. Oh, okay. Then LA Knight hopped out the car. Let's go.
Break down everything in TNA, AEW, and all of the WWE programming. Join these two kings, monarchs of wrestling, live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central on the Play Caller Sports Talk YouTube channel.
All right, we back in the building, keeping it simple, and we ain't stupid. We've been saying all year we had a good chance. I mean, you know what I'm saying, and we was right. All the other people, a lot of people been saying it, they was right. Shout out to you, because every year don't end like this. You know what I'm saying? Every year don't end like this. And I'll be the first to tell everybody, for me, there was a point in my life where I said, you know what? Never gonna win the Super Bowl in my lifetime. I'm gonna still rock with my team. It is what it is. But we gonna never do it. Never gonna do it. Can't say that no more.
Nope. 2 times.
We done won 2 of them things in 7
times.
years. 2 of them things. And it don't mean we're over yet. There's some things that need to be overcome. So we're gonna talk some more about the game, y'all. But I think this is a really good time. Kellen Moore is gone. Eagles DVD pointed out earlier, Kellen Moore is gone. So if you could pick a candidate that you would like to have as our OC for next year, who would you pick?
I want Richie,
If
man.
you have any thoughts on Kellen Moore, you can throw those out there too.
I want Richie.
You want who?
Frank Richie.
All right. Any thoughts on Kellen Moore? Anything you want to say about Kellen Moore's year with the Eagles?
I appreciate it. I ain't gonna lie. I know me and you had this conversation when we hired him. You know what I'm saying? That we was a little iffy about what he was gonna do, but then it was like we just gotta give him a chance. But I appreciate Kellen Moore. I felt like we could have saw more of him if Nick wouldn't have had his hands in the pot for the first half of the season. But the man took us to the Super Bowl, honestly. And I feel like all the plays that were called in the Super Bowl were all Kellen Moore. So I appreciate that. Like I hate to see him go. I wish he would have stayed a little longer, but I appreciate the effort and how he was able to really work well with Jalen Hurts and the offensive line. Like he worked really well with them, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Why? What about you, sir? Candidate? Any thoughts on Mr. Moore?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I don't have too much thoughts on as far as like candidates go because I haven't really dove in and looked at who all's out there, especially since a lot of the other jobs have been taken throughout the league. But I do know that I'm not really a big fan of the in-house Kevin Patullo
Me either.
signing if they go with that. And it's nothing against Patullo or anything. I'd rather not have an in-house hire or anything. I think we need to go out and get at least a seasoned or experienced play caller. We saw what happened with Brian Johnson. I'm not saying that's going to end up that way if you get Patullo or anything like that, but we need to go out there and get someone that actually called plays for the NFL before. So, I mean, I'm not exactly sure who's all out there, who's willing to come coach, but I mean, this is one of the best jobs in the NFL. I mean, as of right now, almost every OC we had ends up getting hired as a head coach at this point. So I feel like there's going to be people that are jumping for the job. And from what I saw, the Eagles are keeping their mind open. They're not entirely going for Patullo or anything. They have other candidates because they were expecting Kellen Moore to end up leaving whenever they hired him. They expected him to end up getting a head coaching job eventually. So I'm hoping that they end up going with an outside hire. Who that is, I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to do some more research and get back to you on that one. But as far as Kellen Moore, I appreciate the dude, especially with everything, winning a Super Bowl, with being able to switch the game plan after the bye week. Things weren't going well in those first 4 games. They were able to, course correct, start running the ball a lot more. That's what a lot of people over there in Dallas or whatever were saying. Like, he never runs the ball. Well, they ended up making that our identity of the team throughout the rest of the season and ended up making it work if they ended up taking the run away, and the small chances that happened. But I mean, he was able to be locked in, through the coaching interviews and everything like that. Unlike some defensive coordinator from a couple of years ago, he who must not be named, he had his dudes ready to go. He had the game plan for every single playoff game, and they were solid. I mean, it seemed like they were getting better every single game, of course, with the Washington game and then the Super Bowl. I mean, they ended up scoring the most points out of any postseason performance, throughout the playoffs, which is crazy. And I mean, that just solidifies his offense and also the team as one of the best teams in the Super Bowl era, I would say, at this point. So, I mean, hats off to Kellen Moore. I was hoping that he maybe, like, that slight possibility he would stick around, just with, after Nick saying after the Super Bowl, like, let's run this back, Kellen, and everything. I was hoping that maybe they would try to convince him to stay for another year, maybe take a head coaching job next year. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. So best of luck to him. It's going to be a rough road ahead over there in New Orleans trying to build that up. So, I mean, good luck to you. Hopefully we don't have to run into you and demolish you here and there. But I don't know. We'll see what happens as far as offensive coordinator goes. I'm just glad we got Vic still. He's not looking for a head coaching job anytime soon.
Very true. Very true. Kellen Moore, man, I don't blame Kellen Moore for taking the job, right? Because while I would have liked for him to stay, I do understand that you got to kind of take opportunities when they're available, right? Because we could say like, oh, he'll get, a job next year. And if we have another year like we wanted to have, of course, the opportunity will be there, but you never know, injuries, different things. Certain players leave, maybe things don't bounce our way like they did in certain situations. Maybe the defense isn't as violent. Maybe 1 or 2 backup linemen leave, so then something happens, or we don't have a guy to replace them like we did this year. Small things like that. Don't wish any of those things to happen, but we've seen them derail teams many times before. So I'm not upset with him for taking his opportunity when it was there. I think that's a wise decision. I said this when we hired him, is I would like for us to start identifying guys that can be the next candidate, so that when people leave, we don't have this, now the offense has got to suck for 2 years or a year until everybody can figure everything out. Go get somebody that has the same philosophy. I would like for us to bring in Deuce Staley. He's an Eagles guy, understands offense, still well loved by, I'm sure, all the guys that were on the team when he was a coach with us. And then when he left, I'm sure him coming back would not be an issue. I don't think he's a guy that we would hire just because he's a fiery personality. That doesn't seem to be. We only want Nick to be the fiery personality. But, if we want somebody that's an internal candidate from the organization, he's not technically with the organization at this point, but he is a Eagle guy. So, I wouldn't mind giving him that opportunity, especially if he's going to continue to run the ball, which as a former running back, I think he would, and allow everything to stay the status quo with what we're doing. Like terminology changes, stuff happens, but have the same philosophy moving forward so guys can feel comfortable. You know, Hurts has been in the league 5 years, and there's only been 1 year that he's had the same coordinator. Right, rookie year he had one coordinator. Next year he had a coordinator. Then he had the 2 years with what's his face in Indianapolis, and then yeah, and then last year and this year. So every year this man has had, except for one, he's had a different coordinator, which means a different system of some sort. So I kind of figured it was going to continue, but if it resulted in the Super Bowl, which it did, I ain't mad. As far as anything else about Kellen Moore, only thing I'll say is when you get these jobs, 9 times out of 10, you're going to a team that sucks. That's why their head coach got fired, right? So maybe it's just an experience. Maybe he understands what he's getting into. But I would have liked for him to stay. But I'm not going to fault anybody for taking that nice pay raise and getting the opportunity to do things the way you think you want to do them. Whether it's right or not, you got the opportunity to prove that you know what you're doing or that you stink. So we'll see how things go. You know what I'm saying? 3 or 4 years, we'll know. All right, y'all. So I wanted to break it up a little bit, and then I wanted to go ahead and dig back tantalizingly into the actual game. All right, so we had a Super Bowl game, right? I think a lot of y'all are aware that there was a Super Bowl. But in that game, I felt like we started that first drive a little like, but then after we both went 3 and out, ball got back, I feel like we kind of started to change a little bit. We started to, do our thing. And on the first drive, we would have pretty much had a touchdown, I believe, if they didn't call that BS penalty on AJ Brown. We at least had a field goal.
Yeah.
But I even posted, I was like, that's BS call number 1. Let's see if there's more. There weren't really any other ones. Chiefs fans might argue the helmet to helmet that they called was a BS call. I mean, by the rule, it's not. But not a lot of like iffy calls, in my opinion. It was more like let them play. And that's all I've ever wanted. You know what I'm saying? When my team plays, just whatever you're going to do, make it even both ways. And I feel like it was much more even than previous years. And I feel like we just came out with that mindset like foot on throat, and we're going to keep it there. Same mindset they had against the Commanders. And I honestly feel like the Commanders put up more of a fight because that was more of an actual game for a while. This one was pretty much, we was dragging them by halftime. Really, by the end of the first quarter, like they wasn't getting nothing done. Really, they got to pick on Hurts, but other than that, on defense, I mean, there wasn't a lot that they did. We got multiple turnovers. DeJean had his nice play, the pick 6 in the Super Bowl on his birthday. Rookie player, crazy work. Shout out to DeJean for that, because that's not something that everybody can do. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even if you're out there and you're getting the opportunities, that's not something everybody can do, and he did it. So, hey. He showed up big on his birthday. And even though it wasn't on the stat sheet as a runner, I feel like Saquon made some nice catches for us. He blocked. He stayed in the game. He kept being a decoy. He understood what his role was going to be in the Super Bowl. And he didn't care because he won a Super Bowl. That man hadn't even won a division before. And now that man is a Super Bowl champion.
He didn't know you got hats and T-shirts for winning your division.
Right.
He didn't know about that.
See how things change in 1 whole year.
You give a guy that was playing on bad turf behind a bad mind, quote unquote pitch
behind
count.
a bad quarterback.
Yeah, with a bad quarterback, you start giving him a quote unquote pitch count, because a lot of people be like, nah, I don't see that. There were some games where he went over 30, but for most of the season he was around like 20, 25 carries. And I think that was a smart way to use him. Gainwell was sprinkled in there. And then when Gainwell was out, Shipley was sprinkling there a little bit. So I liked the way that they used those throughout the year. And I'm kind of mixing things together because I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all over the place. I feel like in the game, we just attacked. The defense came out with a mindset of we hurting somebody. Like I feel like they was part of the hurt syndicate tonight. They was out there talking about we hurt people. We hurt people. Not necessarily trying to hurt anybody, like injure them, but just you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
Every time you get hit, you're going to feel it. Patty, whoever, you're going to feel it. And they just did what we needed them to do, what we hoped they would do. Jalen, of course, had a fantastic game. I know the stats weren't like he didn't throw for like 500 yards and 7 touchdowns, but he had a fantastic game. We controlled the clock. We limited the amount of time that the Chiefs had the ball. I told people, they were saying, oh, what y'all gonna do about Kelsey? I was doing shows up until the game with Chiefs fans, other people. I'm like, look, Cooper DeJean and those guys are gonna handle Kelsey. This is not a Vontae Maddox playing Kelsey. Okay. This is a different breed of player. Things are gonna be different this time around. And they were. And just shout out to those guys. I'm just so happy for us as fans, but also for those guys, because a lot of those guys were there 2 years ago and they watched the confetti fall that was red and gold. And now they get the opportunity to see that green and white confetti fall. So just happy for those guys, man. Just happy for the guys, for the fans, for the coaches, you know, for everybody that has anything to do with the Philadelphia Eagles, all of the podcasters, everybody. You know what I'm saying? These what's your thoughts? Why go last on that?
I mean, I just, like I said, I give props to Vic Fangio. You know, Miami complained about how he was too hard and this and this and that. But he came over here and these kids bought into what he was selling. And they bought all the way in. And one thing I kept hearing every defensive player say that they kept telling each other, it doesn't even have to be close. And for them to understand that, believe that, and go out there and execute that on the field is absolutely amazing. And just the confidence that they had in Vic, because they was asking, you know, how did Vic prepare them? And just the confidence that they had in Vic to prepare them, as well as them prepare each other. And then just the closeness of the team, which I was hearing a lot that the team was more closer this year than it was in 2022. It was just such a brotherhood, and they just knew that they couldn't be stopped. And to take that mindset and really go in there and know that you're better than the Chiefs, regardless of what was said, and execute on both ends of the ball was just amazing. Like, this is probably the best performance I've ever seen the Eagles play in a very, very long time. Including the first Super Bowl. Like, that was great, but that was kind of close still. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was a complete blowout until the third into the third quarter. And but like by then they was like, oh, they can have that. Like, it don't even matter. They can have that little nonsense. That ain't nothing.
Yeah, I feel like it was a blowout the whole time.
That's what I wanted, but you know, hey. But yeah, I mean, it was just amazing to see. And I think that that's why you just see it on every news station, everywhere you turn, that's all you see is just how Philadelphia played, because everybody was such, oh, Chiefs gonna win, it's gonna be a 3-peat. And that was another thing that made them mad. They said when they saw that they talked to the Miami Heat's owner and he said that they could trademark the 3-peat, they said that made them even more mad. And they really took that out on the field. And Patty Mahomes wasn't ready for that. He hasn't seen a D like that in God knows how long. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the last time he lost Super Bowl.
Right. And like they say, defense wins championships, man. And we just played complete ball on both ends of the ball and completed that mission. Well done, you guys.
All right, Wyatt, what you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, the defense was like definitely the story of the game. I mean, anytime you can hold a team to any points by the end of the third quarter is crazy. I mean, they didn't even get to our side of the field and get points on the board until like 2 minutes left in the third. Like, that's how dominant they were. It was amazing. Just constantly getting pressure. They had Patty Mahomes looking like Sam Darnold when he was on the Jets. He was out there seeing ghosts every time he hiked the ball. Like, he was out there. He had no plan. As soon as the ball was hiked, they were busting through that offensive line, and he was just running for his life, scrambling around. He didn't even have time to get out of the pocket most of the time. But yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing for me was how the offense was able to, even though with Saquon, I wouldn't say he was shut down because he was still making like 5-yard plays, 8-yard plays. He just wasn't busting out the 40-yard, 50-yard runs or anything. They were able to make it happen with dang near all their playmakers had. Jahan Dotson was involved. We got to see more of him. We haven't seen Jahan in a while now. Dallas Goedert, AJ, Smitty, everybody was getting involved. And we also got to see Jalen Hurts actually, hike the ball 1, 2, 3, and then either the ball's out or he's running. And we haven't seen him do that a lot this season. We've seen it in the postseason, but not during the season. But just the way that he was hiking it and saw immediately the blitz, and he just takes off through that first lane. And he was able to get over 74 yards. He beat his last Super Bowl rushing record and everything. It's just amazing to see when it comes to these big moments, how Jalen Hurts steps up and is able to make that happen. I understand that didn't happen in the last Super Bowl, and a lot of people blame him, for the fumble and everything, but our defense couldn't get a stop in that whole second half. That wasn't on Jalen Hurts. If that defense would have got maybe one, maybe two stops, that was our Super Bowl. But that defense wasn't letting them get away with that this time, and Jalen Hurts wasn't either. And that's why it's so sweet to see not just Hurts, but Sirianni and all these other people that deserved it, that were on that 2022 team, holding up that Lombardi with the confetti falling. And I mean, as amazing as the 2017 Super Bowl was, that felt like the Cinderella story, like the miracle. Your starting QB goes out, your backup comes in, makes a run, you're able to win the Super Bowl. It was amazing. It was our first Super Bowl. This one, it felt amazing for a whole different reason, because it felt like natural. We went through with all of our starters. Our QB was able to make it and then ended up winning the big game. It just felt dominant the whole time. It wasn't like, oh, we have our backup QB, I hope we win against Tom Brady sort of thing. We just knew that they were going to go out and dominate. Hurts had that lock screen picture up. He said he's going to keep it there going forward. We have Smitty and AJ talking about it's time to get back to work already, and we're only a couple days removed from the Super Bowl. Like, these guys are locked in, ready to get back at it, trying to get another one here next year, and I just love that. And I'm sure everybody on that defense is too, and I'm hoping that even with the free agents, which we'll get to, I don't know this show, but down the line, I'm hoping that they buy in with it as well and want to make another run at it here, because I don't know how you can come away from this game and not want to, try to run it back together and go get another one. Because I think if you're able to bring most of these guys back, it should be easy at that point. I know nothing ever comes easy in the NFL, but if you start playing like this and you have Vic Fangio running this defense, I don't care who the offensive coordinator is, you should be able to get some points on the board if your defense is getting stops like that.
Absolutely. So we got a couple more comments here. So Playmaker says Diva was in New Orleans. He also says, outside of us, y'all destroyed everyone. Sierra says that Playmaker, I know you had a good time in the NO. And then Playmaker says, Sierra, I had a blast. And he also says, I'm predicting Rams-Eagles opening night. Well,
yeah, I think that is the first game.
Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown is begging for to be the Lions.
The Lions want that smoke.
When they're healthy. Let me say something to him real quick. Listen to him, man. I don't give a monkey crap if you was healthy or not. Your quarterback would have got the same treatment that Patty Mayo got. You know what I'm saying? Now, your defense would have been better, so it might have been a closer game. But I want you to understand, this was destined. Y'all won't stop at nothing. So all this, we would have played the Eagles. You couldn't even get past the Commanders to get to us. So what you mean?
Commanders blew y'all out. And I honestly don't think that would have been a close game, because y'all's quarterback is a pocket quarterback. Mahomes, he knows how to maneuver the pocket.
And we stopping that run they love so much too.
And you got to think about the fact that, man, you was hurt, but we won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback and a bunch of dudes hurt ourselves. So, ain't nobody got no pity for you because you had injuries, bro. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not hating. I'm not saying it don't make a difference in the game, but that's what Next Man Up is all about.
What y'all do last year, though? When nobody hurt last year, y'all wasn't as hurt last year as you were this year.
Game in San Francisco smacked them.
Bro, go sit down somewhere. Go have several seats, matter of fact.
Y'all the Lions.
I will say, when we talk about next year, I ain't going to talk too much about next year because we have plenty of time to talk about that. But I will say the 49ers should be prepared to be who we expect them to be next year. I'm not saying I'm worried about them or nothing, but they should be back in the playoffs, and they should be a challenger like they normally are. So just somebody else for us to have to deal with. That's all.
We shall see.
We ain't done nobody. We ain't run from nobody.
Who was there? Have they decided on the coach yet?
Who?
The 49ers. They got rid of Shanahan.
They got rid of Shanahan?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that.
I thought they got rid of him.
I know that they got what you call it back at defensive coordinator. Saleh is back for DC. But one thing I wanted to do, before we have our last thoughts, y'all, is I wanted to just give y'all opinion. Should we keep or should we sweep free agents? I mean, obviously, we don't know nothing yet because we don't know what how are we going to do with the numbers and none of that yet. But just you know, a couple days after Super Bowl, just what you keep them or what you not. We ain't worried about salary cap and none of that. Just what you keep them, what you not. We'll start with Josh Sweat. I'm gonna say keep for the right price. What about you, D?
Yeah, for the right price.
Agree.
Wyatt, you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Brandon Graham, why keep sweep?
I mean, if he wants to come back, if he wants to do one more year, it's on a veteran min or whatever, that's cool. I'm fine with that. I mean, he had solid games this year before he got hurt. It's just a matter of what he's going to really look like, you know, post surgery and everything. Like, because I mean, we only got to see that one game, and we didn't get to see him too much in the Super Bowl, but he was out there. So I mean, it's a matter of if he can play at the high performance volume as he did before.
Diva, what you think?
I love BG, but I mean, if he want to come back and take less money, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, I hope he retire. I love him at all.
It's time.
I would like him as a rotational piece. I would like him as a rotational piece. Obviously, the money would need to be right, but I'd like him as a rotational piece. I wouldn't want him to be a guy that we depend on to start or anything anymore. But anytime you can have a veteran rotational piece that can help coach from the side, that veteran and all that, I would love to have him back for that. But as you guys both said, it would have to be, again, at the right price.
Howie needs to find some way to get that Bryce Huff contract off the books.
Right. And whatever we're going to do with Bradbury.
Yeah, that too.
But Bradbury will be off the books. He done. His contract over.
Those pictures are so funny of him in the locker room. He just kind of like in the background, just chilling, just hanging out.
Yeah.
The goggles on and everything.
You know what I'm saying? I already know the answer. Everybody's answer is going to be keeping to this one, but I'm going to ask anyway. Zach Bond, linebacker Zach Bond.
Yeah. Pay that man now.
Out of anybody.
That man should have been paid yesterday. The man should have been paid Sunday night.
And I know we don't pay linebackers, but you got to pay.
I think they're working on it.
Well, Howie claimed he
Yeah,
was
we gotta
going.
pay him.
He
We
was.
gotta pay him.
Yeah, Howie claimed he was going to give him a check, so I believe that. Howie's
Should've
smart.
did it in the back half of that season, because that price just went up after these playoffs.
Well, the problem was, I saw a press conference Howie did, and he said, I didn't want to do anybody's contract during the run. I wanted the run to be over first, so that way it wouldn't be any like, oh, you got your contract. I did none of that. So he said he wanted to wait on everybody's contract. Yeah, no distraction.
Makes sense.
Offensive tackle, Mekhi Becton. What you think about Becton? Because he was on a 1-year deal.
I want Mekhi Becton back. I
Yeah.
really do.
I think he wants to come back too. So I would bring him
I
back.
wouldn't mind having Becton back, but we do have Steen. So if he doesn't come back, Steen can play that position. Because Steen was the guy until he got hurt.
Yeah,
and he played good when he was there.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind
The only
having
reason I
Becton
say
back.
that is I don't know how much Becton is going to be making if he goes into free agency or anything. I don't think it's going to be too much that we can't, compete with it or anything.
Right. Cornerback Avonte Maddox, I'm gonna say sweep him.
Sweep. I'm sorry, sweep.
I thought it was time to go last all season.
Yeah, I said that last all season.
And there's a whole
all right defensive tackle
video
Milton
plays you can watch from this
I want-
season.
I want to keep Milton. I want to keep Milton. I do. I want to keep Milton.
Yeah, I would keep Milton. Now if you had to choose between like Josh Sweat or Milton, I might choose Sweat. But I would
take Milton over Sweat.
I would too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would take Milton over Sweat.
I mean, Josh Sweat claimed it's like he contemplating if he want to like take less money, he might to stay, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think when I look at Sweat and Milton Williams, right? If we could have both, that would be great. But if we got to pick one, I would rather have Milton because I feel like he want to be there. You know what I'm saying? Sweat took a prove it deal, so I give him props for that. But I feel like Milton Williams, like I'll stay here and work, and we'll make it work. All right, now we get to some of the backups that may or may not have some importance. Offensive tackle, the Raven Clark.
Who?
He's on IR most this season, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our long snapper, Mr. Ricky Lovato.
Yeah, bring him back.
Yeah, you can bring him back.
Gotta have Lovato.
Yeah, why not?
Come on, man. All right. Tight end CJ Uzoma.
Nah, let him go.
I say just draft a rookie. Yeah.
Yeah,
just draft
just
a
go
rookie.
out and get someone.
Yeah, let's go draft a rookie. All right. Offensive guard Fred Johnson.
I like Fred.
Depth
Fred
piece.
wasn't bad.
I would keep Fred as a depth piece. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd keep him.
Yeah, definitely. Jack Driscoll, another offensive tackle. I like Jack.
I like
All right.
Jack. I would
He's
keep
not guy that's
him.
gonna be a lot of money.
He's not, and I mean, I think we've moved him back and forth between
Right.
playing, actually being on the field, and then being, backup play on the active roster. So yeah, I'll keep Jack.
I'm kind of iffy on him just because, I mean, we have used him, but I don't think he, as far as the other backups on the offensive line, I don't think he's near like a Fred Johnson or like Steen or Becton or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Sometimes you just need a guy with a little flexibility that can play multiple positions.
Oh
But he
yeah,
may not be great at him, but he's solid. I'd say he's there.
Stoutland likes him and can use him. Heck, why not?
Stoutland didn't take anybody. Stoutland take us and make us some linemen. Wide receiver Paris Campbell.
I mean, you can sweep him. I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do with Dotson. I would like to keep Dotson.
Well, yeah, I think Dotson's still his rookie deal for like another 2 years. I think a year or two. So he's on the rookie deal, so it wouldn't make sense to cut him. So I think dollar wise, we'd be better off just keeping Dotson. And he might grow into a wide receiver 3 with an off season and everything in the play. He might.
I mean, Jalen already started finding him, so hopefully he'll find him next year more.
Yeah. All right. Now this one right here is interesting. Linebacker Oren Burks.
I don't.
Yeah.
Depends on what the price range is.
It depends on what he wants.
Money. Yeah,
exactly. Because he's a solid
money
back.
works. Yeah, if the money works, I would definitely have him.
Yes,
but it's got to be the right money,
the right price
for him. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna want a multi-year deal, and I think he's deserved that because he's shown that, if, and let's be real. We got another member of the Street Clothes Brigade.
Who?
Yeah, Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, I love Nakobe, but dang, my boy cannot. He can't.
So if he's gonna be there 12 to 15 games a year, right? You got to have a good backup, and Oren Burks can step in when he's out. So
yeah,
I got to start looking at it that way too, because sometimes we know a guy's probably gonna get hurt. He's really good when he's there, but he's gonna probably get hurt. And can you have a guy that can step in and kind of, do what he does? And Burks did a good job of it, I feel like. I mean, he wasn't the Kobe Dean, obviously, but I think he did a good job as a fill-in.
Yeah. I think a lot of it also is going to depend on if they re-sign Bond, how much money is he going to make? Because they don't want to have too much money tied up in the linebacker room.
Yeah, I don't think Burks is going to be a guy that's going to cost a lot.
You
know what I'm saying? I don't think he's going to cost a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know what we're going to do with the Bryce Huff. I don't know if we can really do anything with.
Yeah, I don't know. Because that's a pretty big price tag that they
paid him.
Look at his contract. Sit on the bench.
See, because I'm sure that I think they gave themselves an out after this year where they can cut him for minimal. Still be some cap hit, but they can cut or trade him for minimal after this first season. So we'll see. We'll look into that, and when we do come back, we'll talk about some of those things. All right, center Nick Gates, who I don't even know, so he can go.
He can go.
Yeah. Woo. Cornerback Isaiah Rodgers.
Oh, I want to keep Rodgers.
Keep him.
I do. I mean, because if Slay, you got to think about it. If Slay doesn't come back, or if they work out a 1-year deal for some low money, because that's all he needs is some low money. Period. Yeah. I really want to keep
the Dean where he at and Mitchell where he at. So you know what I'm saying? Rodgers slide in. That's a good, solid young threesome at the tight end at the cornerback spot.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
Ian Book.
I would keep
I'm gonna
Slay
say, nah,
though.
we can-
Also, because it's like the Nakobe Dean situation too. Like Slay gets hurt, you're gonna need someone to come in here and back him up.
Mm-hmm. And Slay on his way out
Yeah.
anyway. He said this is last year anyway.
Exactly.
So we might as well. Did you say Ian
yeah,
Book?
Ian Book. I would say no on the Ian Book. Yeah.
No.
No.
No. We got Tanner McKee. We don't even know Ian Book.
Kenneth Gainwell.
I appreciate you, Kenneth, but I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
let
I'm
you
gonna
slide
because
on
he
up
probably
out
gonna
of
get
here.
more money somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, we got Will Shipley now.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Kenneth.
Sorry,
You've been here for a minute.
Britton Covey.
No, man.
Yeah. I think they'll bring him back just because of how like the coaching staff likes him and everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
Britton
personally,
Covey, he'd be good
I think
as
there's better options.
4th or 5th. Yeah, I think he'd be a good 4th or 5th wide receiver, and he's good on kickoff, so they'll probably bring him back.
Yeah.
Still better than Quez Watkins.
Big facts. Big facts.
Ben Van Summeren, guys. Ben Van Summeren. That's a low contract.
Yeah, that's a low contract. Bring him back. He was a fullback. He did pretty good.
Yeah.
While he was
that's gonna
not
be
injured.
a low contract.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, they were using him in
No,
the
he
fullback
wasn't
role.
back.
I mean, he wasn't
that
bad when they
wouldn't
had
be
to bring
something
him
that
in as
would be
linebacker too, but they got depth there now.
So Playmaker says San Francisco will be on a mission. Super Bowl is in the Bay Area. This is true. They can be on a mission, but we're also on a mission to repeat. So if things go well, something's gonna have to give. My last thoughts. We'll go ahead and go with last thoughts, y'all. My last thoughts. Philadelphia Eagles. Great season. I love what I saw from beginning to end, bouncing back from some adversity. We had some small injuries. We lost our quarterback of the defense in the first round of the playoffs, and still managed to make things happen. The thing with San Francisco is that they keep him. What Scrub just said, ain't no one scared of San Francisco and Warner Gun Purdy. Because if you keep Purdy, you got to pay him.
They claim they want to keep him.
You can try to get him to take a little bit less, but that's still a lot of money. I mean, he's a quarterback. He ain't about to take $25 million a year and stay in San Francisco when dudes is getting twice that.
Price goes up every year.
Yeah.
I mean, Dak getting 60.
And he probably gonna definitely want some money because he did go to the Super Bowl, even though they ain't win it. Yeah.
Championship games too, multiple NFC championship games too. So yeah, that could be a deterrent for them to be able to make some moves too. And they might be losing Debo according to some reports.
Oh, they losing Debo.
But
he gone.
I love the season. The winning streak was great. I think I'm glad we got that L when we got it because I think we needed to get that out the way. A lot of talk about Commanders and even fans of other teams was like, hey, y'all beat the backup. Come on, like let's not act like you beat Jalen Hurts. A lot of hate on Hurts all season, like it's been for years, but that's been put to rest at least somewhat. Some people still trying to say some things about QB1. That's fine, man. People can always say something, but I'm just happy with how the season went. I love the fact that those guys stuck together, and this was a magical locker room too. Like those guys, like we people trying to put out reports that AJ beefing with Jalen, they don't talk and they ain't friends no more and all that. And we seeing videos of AJ Brown's kids running over to Jalen and hugging him, talking about Uncle Jalen and all that. So we know that this is BS. But in that locker room, whoever are the guys, that's a strong locker room. And you have hard points in the season, you have difficulties, these long seasons, right? They start training camp. They have OTAs, training camp, preseason, then the regular season. So those guys are around each other a lot. So is it going to be some times where maybe this dude ain't talking to this dude or this dude ain't sitting with this dude? Yeah, but it don't mean they're beefing. Sometimes you just get tired of people. You just need a minute by yourself. But this locker room is strong. The one thing I will say positive about Nick Sirianni, another positive thing is I think he's a great locker room guy. My issue is we don't want him calling plays. So whoever we get is be a play caller. We don't want Nick calling plays, but the other stuff he does do well. There's been some reports that he might get a contract extension since he won a Super Bowl. That's standard. You know,
I think this was last year, wasn't it?
No,
I'm not sure.
I think
I'm
this
not
was
sure.
last year.
It might have been, yeah, but
It
I
might
know
have
he
been.
got to get a big extension from what I've heard.
It's
Yeah,
4
he gonna
years.
get some money. Yeah, he'll get some money. So, you know, that's what it is. Again, thank you, Giants, because the Saquon Barkley edition was magnificent, phenomenal, amazing, super awesome, whatever else you want to put in there. But just having that was amazing. Parade is 11 a.m. on Friday. As of now, I know there's some snow in Philly, so we'll see if anything changes because of that. But those who are going to make it, I think it'll be great. Not sure about myself. It's looking iffy, but
Yeah.
either way, man, the thing is we won. Can watch it on TV. You're definitely going to get some gear. Get me another mug, you know, another keychain, all the stuff I like to get just to have as mementos. And hey, we did it. And we got a strong opportunity to do it again. It doesn't always work out where you can do it again, but we got a strong opportunity to do it again. So hopefully we at least give it a go. You know, a lot of things got to line up first. We got to see who's the OC. All these things that we'll have by the time we come back. I just want everybody to know season's over, so we're going to be taking a 2-month break here. You know, we'll be dropping some shorts of different things if anything happens as far as like signings, different things like that. But actually doing the show, we're going to take a little bit of a break for about 2 months. Then we're going to come back strong for season 4. We're going to review, of course, all the games from this season, off-season talk, you know, draft talk, all that good stuff. But yeah, appreciate everybody who's watched. Everybody's been part of the show. Everybody's been on the show. And, you know, hey, we do a show and nobody watches, it sucks. So appreciate everybody who watches.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Couldn't do it without you guys. And it's been one heck of a year, one heck of a ride. And we appreciate all the support. And I'm going to miss you too, Playmaker. We'll get up on off season.
Wyatt, any last words of thought, sir?
Yeah, man. I mean, you said a lot of it. Thank everybody for watching. Hope make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank the Giants for Saquon. I'm gonna even take it further and say thank the Titans for AJ Brown as well.
Absolutely.
Thank the Saints for Zach Bond.
Yeah,
Yes.
and CJ GJ from all those years ago now and everything. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Malcolm
been one heck of a
Jenkins,
season.
first Super Bowl.
Malcolm Jenkins, yeah, everything the
Ty
Saints have done
Becton.
for us.
Listen.
But yeah, it's been one heck of a season, man. Hopefully we get to do it again next year. It's been a fun one.
Oh, by the way, Philadelphia Eagles are your reigning and defending world champions. I said your reigning and defending world champions.
Yes, sir.
And do we believe
Soak
that
it
we got
in.
a good chance to repeat next year?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh, and Jalen Hurts is elite. And if you don't like that, this is how we feel.
And if you're not down with that, Philly's got 2 words for you!
Yes, sir. You know it.
Oh, and Rain Dakota Prescott talking about the Arlington football team is almost on the same level as the Philadelphia Eagles. This is what I thought when I heard that mess. Hogwash, poppycock, and crap.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Listen, I'm gonna need for y'all to go get Dak's brain scan because I think he got CTE. Just a little touch of CTE.
I think it's something in the water over there in Arlington. You got Micah out there saying some blasphemous things. You got Dak.
Oh,
But
he's
Dak-
talking about some. He
he
want to
didn't-
join the Chiefs. So he said if
he
he
didn't
can't beat
say-
him, why not join him?
Dak didn't learn from last season, like beginning of this season, where he's talking about this is our year. We gonna win that Super Bowl this year, and then look
First
what
of
happened
all,
to you.
With that head
But go
coach,
ahead.
y'all ain't going nowhere. All right.
Nowhere. He's a great value Sirianni. I know exactly why y'all hired him. Look at him.
Yeah, that great value, that Walmart brand.
Sirianni. The Wish Sirianni.
Exactly.
Listen,
As soon as I
that
saw
whole
him, I was
came
like,
from Walmart.
I know exactly why they
Amazon,
hired this dude.
and Temu. That's where that whole lineup came from.
Wow. Wow.
Mhm.
Oh, and all that whining and complaining from DeAndre Hopkins and y'all's fan base. First of all, the audacity, the unmitigated gall that you have to even come and say those things is a joke. But also, it's not cool.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
That's how I feel about y'all. All right. So, hey, man, we got a couple more comments. So
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Scrub says, thanks for all the pain, Giants. Scrub says, also, we don't thank the Jets. We only laugh at them. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Then he said, and then Scrub says, Yak Prescott is taking too many hits.
Mm-hmm. The CTE.
And then Damian says, Dak is on the white powder at the Diddy parties.
He been to a few of them Diddy parties. We know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Scrub says, it's one thing for fans to complain about the refs, but players doing it just looks weak. Yep.
Come on, T-Hop. You better than
Hop
that.
look real weak for that. Because another guy was like, well, some of the calls were tough, but he said, but you got to fight through it. But this man was basically like, it's the referee's fault we lost.
Bro, didn't you drop the ball?
Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
Wide open. He was
Is that the ref's
alone.
fault that you dropped the ball? Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
They told him to drop it. I guess he's what he's trying to say.
Yo, you see that video of Travis Kelce trying to push Jordan Davis? And Jordan Davis just standing there. He's not even being moved.
Listen, Jordan Davis is a big 300-pound dude. What you think you're going to do with that,
Travis
bro?
Kelce, come on, bro. That's
hilarious.
Bro.
But yeah, we signing out. We will be back. Make sure y'all paying attention, catch them shorts. Because hopefully it'll be some from all of us. Different stuff. So hey, we're gonna be getting it.
Super Bowl champs. Gotta get me another one of those things.
Mm-hmm. I gotta get a ring and one of them.
So Damian says, congratulations on y'all win. Y'all deserve it. Now, if y'all don't mind giving up Becton laugh.
Nah, we ain't giving up Becton.
Nah.
You can't have that. Sorry.
He's part of the O-line now.
Chicago, nothing else.
Damn, you better go get Cooper Kupp. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
You ain't getting nothing else from us, Chicago.
Debo,
no.
there you go. You can trade
for Debo. They said they don't know if Travis Kelce coming back. There you go. Y'all got plenty of options. Bye, playmaker.
Playmaker says bye, Diva.
Bye. All
And
right, y'all.
most people, if they were doing all that, I'm gonna miss you, Diva, and bye, Diva, I get mad. But I'm not gonna get mad because it's I am about Playmaker Sister too, so we good.
Right.
We have an understanding. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. For the last time this season, we out. Hashtag be elite. Hashtag fly Eagles fly. Your champions are out.
We are the champs.
You'll see us back in a few months, and when you do, we'll still be the reigning, undefended, undisputed NFL champions. I might have an Eagles belt by then. Who knows? Let's go.